and welcome back to Sanctum Stitching, where modern meets vintage. I'm Fawn,
I'm Marianne.
and as always, we are so excited to have you with us today. It's been a month, so this is our August update. I didn't look up the numbers. At 38, does that sound right?
I think so. I can look them up real quick.
Pretty sure it's episode
It is.
38.
I
Today
think we'll
is the
say it
last
is.
day of August 2021, so we're almost to September. I think we both have new starts, maybe finishes, lots of whips, and a little bit of haul, and Marianne has vintage. So it's been about a month, and we've got quite a bit to talk about.
Yeah.
So I'll go first for what I'm celebrating while you look that number up.
Yeah, while I look up the number.
So I am celebrating that it's almost September, which means it's almost October, which means it's almost my birthday.
This is
And
actually number 37.
37. I jumped the gun with that one.
No, that's okay. That's okay. I didn't know if you wanted to count you and Sean. Y'all are different there. So that's a whole different block.
Yeah, we can count like technical floss too.
Yeah. So this is number 37. Okay.
Perfect.
That's all right.
Yeah, so I'm just celebrating that it's almost fall. I love fall. I love spooky season when the weather turns and I can wear shorts and a long sleeve shirt. Like that is just the best for me. Also celebrating that Sean, my husband, and I just uploaded a whip parade. And if you're not interested in whip parades, at least go watch the first 3 minutes. Sean and I did this really funny, super cheesy skit at the beginning of it, and I'm still, every time I think about it, I get this biggest smile on my face. There were objects being thrown through the air and a lot of laughs, so I'll just leave it at that. So at least you don't want to watch the whole whip parade. If you do, awesome, love it. If not, just go watch the first 3 minutes and I bet you'll get a kick out of it.
Funny. Yeah.
And then we also, since our last video, Sean and I again uploaded an unboxing of the Frogwarts prize box I won for winning year 2. So if you're interested in that, that's also on our channel, so check it out. So Marianne, what are you celebrating this last month / coming up?
Oh, that it's cooler weather outside a little bit, and we've got some sunshine.
Yeah, I heard this was the second hottest summer in Toledo since they started recording.
Yes.
Which is wild.
Yeah, I think we had something like, over 12, 15 days or more of 90 degrees. It's just been agony.
It's been a lot, and I love to have the door open, so I'm excited to be able to do that again.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. That's what I'm thankful for, though, is fall's one of my favorite times of year. So I'm looking forward to us getting into the fall.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did you have a finish?
I have a couple of them.
Do you want to start with finishes? That
yes,
could be kind of fun.
I'll start with finishes. We saw that I finished the Susan B. sampler, I think.
Yes.
Yes, we saw that. And I got the snowmen finished. I don't know that we saw that yet.
I think that might have just been on our monthly Tuesday night Zoom. Hold it back a little bit. Perfect. Oh, it's so cute. I love the little match and the marshmallow and how half the marshmallow is brown.
Yeah, I do too. This is a Twin Peaks primitive, and I got I need to still put it all together now. And Joe had suggested, he thought I might, since it's for my brother's family, he thought I could put their names above the snowmen, like this would be Richard and Janie and Matthew. And I didn't do it, but I might still do it now.
Or you could put it in their jacket.
Oh yeah, that's true too. Yeah.
With like a slightly darker or lighter floss color. So then it's not like overpowering.
Right. Yeah. Well, or even I don't want to mess with the bottom. I like the stuff across the bottom, I agree. Yeah. So I don't want to mess with that. So I've got that. And so I've got a lot of, I need to do constructive finishing, such as, put these things together. I finished the Little House Needleworks December calendar girl.
Look at that. She's cute.
Isn't she cute? Just so
Uh,
sweet.
She's got rosy cheeks, right?
Yeah, little
That's cute.
hearts, kind of heart-shaped rosy cheeks there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then I also just finished this week Hot Cocoa. by
3
Little-
finishes.
Yeah.
I
Well,
like that.
these
That's
are
in the
easy
same
to do.
series, right?
I'm sorry.
That's in the same series as the girl, or is it
No,
totally
the
separate?
girl this is in the Christmas of the Month 2012.
Oh, okay.
This is what this is. It's one I just saw and liked. The calendar girl, I went on and wound up buying the other 11.
Oh,
Joe
that's
thought
what I
she
was thinking
cute.
of.
That's what you were thinking of. Yeah. So they just arrived yesterday, I think it was.
Oh,
So yeah, so I've got this little, I see I've got a thread. I'm going to have to move upward. But yeah, I thought that was kind of cute. And I had to adapt some, adjust some of it so you could see it on this fabric.
I love
I
that.
did 2 colors where it says milk and sugar. It's 2 threads of different color. And I worked it
Oh, okay.
1/1.
Wow.
They said do the stitches over 2 squares, but I just thought it looked better with just 1 square. So I think that's
Yeah,
1/1.
otherwise it would feel like it would be too big then.
Yeah.
That seems the
yeah.
perfect size.
Yeah. So that's the finishes then. Ta-da. Okay.
No, you give yourself a real ta-da. You got
I
3
know.
finishes
Ta-da.
in a month.
Ta-da.
Not a ta-da. Like a
Ta-da.
ta-da.
Yeah, Pam rings a bell.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well, I need
just
3
keep
bells
stitching.
now.
Yeah, she rings a
Um,
bell.
So I only have 1 finish, so I guess I'm not keeping up with Marianne too well.
Well,
Um,
it's probably
I
large.
I did a freebie by Doreen Jones, and so it is a cat. And I made lots of changes here. So there's supposed to be carpet on the grass, or on the bottom here. I didn't really think that was necessary. I figured you understand that the cat's on pillows.
Mhm.
And I stitched this. So our Needle Arts Guild, so the Needle Arts Guild of Toledo, is participating in a Needle Arts and Quilt show in
Right.
Bowling Green, Ohio in the end of October.
Yeah.
And so part of that, we were asked if we wanted to, were to show different techniques in primary and secondary colors to be included on a black and white quilt. So it'll be black and white, it says quilt and needle art show. And then on the outside will be all these different colors of like quilts and needle art stuff. And so I decided I was going to participate because how cool would it be to be sort of commemorated on that and be able to, if they use it year after year, to see like, oh, look, I did that. So I decided to change the color of the pillows. I kept the pattern. So the pattern had like these weird circles, the zigzag, and just straight across. But I decided to use I think it was a Weeks Dye Works variegated floss. I want to say it was confetti.
Okay.
But it might be a different color. But if you just search for like primary or rainbow colored Weeks Dye Works, I'm sure it would come up. And so I stitched this cat, and it's pretty small. So I think it'll be a good size for the quilt, and I just love it. Kind of very slightly looks like my kitty with the gray, but if I had really wanted it to be well, I would have had to add black. And since I wasn't going to, yeah, and since I wasn't going to keep it, I didn't want to spend the time, like trying to transition that. But I love the way the floss is.
Cute.
Yeah, so that's my finish, and that's going to get handed off soon.
There you go.
So hopefully I don't forget to bring it to the meeting. I should just carry it in my car for the next couple weeks, just in case.
Yeah, yeah. So you can give it to Diane or something.
Mm-hmm. So next we have new starts. Did you have a new start?
No, I don't right now. I was going to get back to working on the Christmas thing you gave me. And I have some potential. I've got quite a few things kitted, but I did not get around to starting since I just finished this other yesterday. So,
I have
new
one new start. Let's see if I can get the cover page out. So also within the Needle Arts Guild, I am going to be teaching a class on stumpwork butterflies. And so I figured if I'm going to teach the class, I should have some examples stitched. So I got started on those. And I'm basing it off the butterflies off of Inspiration Magazine's issue 102. And I can never say this word, Lepidoptera. I think it means butterflies, either like the scientific word or like non-English.
Lepidoptera. You know, I could look it up and it could probably tell us how to pronounce it.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't say that. But what I'm going to do is, so on that piece, it shows the butterfly stitched and attached to a ground fabric. I'm going to, and what I'm going to teach is how to stitch those butterflies and then stick them into, have them be their own 3D object that we can stick into a flower pot. And when I get that all done, I'll show you one here because I think it'll be really cool. But I got a little bit of a start. I traced my butterfly and then I added the wire. So this is 33 gauge. I think it's either floral wire or baking wire. And I couched it down along the edges and then added a second stitch down at the bottom just to keep the wire out of the way. So this you can see when it's just traced, and then the initial start when you couch the wire down. And then, oh, got cat hair in this one. I did a second one. So what I'm doing for the class is I'm creating a PowerPoint, but the place we go to, I'm not so sure that the projector will work the way I want it to. I hope that I can connect to it with my laptop, but if I can't, I want to have examples to be able to talk without the projector. So I traced and started stitching another version. And so this shows steps 3 and 4. So if the first step was stitching your butterfly, the second stitch was couching the wire down. The third step would be to blanket stitch around the edge, which is the dark blue and a little bit of orange. And then the fourth step is where you start to actually fill in based on your tracing with either satin stitches or long and short stitches, basically anything you want to. And these are not the colors that are called for on the butterfly. I encourage the ladies in the group to just go into their stash, and if they wanted to use a crazy color, use it, because butterflies are cool and crazy looking. So that's where I got to. So we'll see. I'll let you know the next video how the class goes and show you the progress. And then in November, we're going to fully finish it into the 3D butterflies. So by the December one, I should be able to show you my little potted butterfly.
Yeah, I have where we can hear how they pronounce it.
Okay.
Hold on, let's see. I want to get it where it goes loud enough.
Lepidoptera.
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 Oh, that makes sense because it's
Yeah.
Lepidoptera. So I think I was splitting the word up at different spots than he is.
Lepidoptera. Yeah.
Yeah, when I teach that, I'm going to be sure to say the pattern and not that word.
Yes, and that's it's insects that are usually butterflies and others. There's quite a number of them that are considered in that category.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah,
interesting.
so that's out of the Merriam-Webster dictionary, and then they have a whole big thing on them on Wikipedia and on some other scientific things.
Nice.
So that's cool. Yeah, Lepidoptera. Yeah, never mind.
Exactly. If I
have
had
to
to
look
do the
at it
pattern,
to
I'd
say
pull that
it.
up in the meeting and then have him say it and then continue my
Right,
sentence.
there you go. Sure. Yeah.
So next up we have whips. Do you have any works in progress?
Well, I
Or
forgot
did you
to
just
bring it
finish
in here.
everything?
I finished those and I thought, well, I might start next on, I have this little Christmas in the Round by
Oh, that's cute.
the JBW Designs, which they're up out of, she lives in Kalamazoo, Michigan, the designer does. So I've
Oh,
already
nice
got
close.
I've got the thread for it. How did that, had got the wrong color thread. My threads got mixed up here. So I've got some thread for it. It's mostly the green and red and or white, red on white or something like that. So I've got threads, not that you can see them, lots of red. So I thought I could start one of those because these usually stitch up quickly. And then I had bought one for Summer in the Round also by
Oh,
her.
I like that one.
And I like it. I've got Denise and I were walking around picking out colors for that, and I liked this.
Mm-hmm.
And then also this.
Oh,
So it's going to be a
that's hard
toss
to
up.
pick.
Yeah. Yes. Well, I might have to do two. Who knows? These usually stitch up fairly quickly, but this makes me think of what you were working on with all the animals, all the species and stuff, because this
Oh,
has,
Planet B.
yeah, Planet B, because this has like a little whale and the ship and the lighthouse and all of that
Yeah,
sort of
I
stuff.
noticed the seahorse right away.
Yeah, yeah. So it's just all little things. And this one is, of course, has reindeer and other
Mhm.
Christmassy type things. So
Yeah, that's cute.
yeah, so those are some things I thought I could start and get done quickly. But I need to finish that pillow. And I also need to get my Susan B. Anthony thing finished so I can send that off to my sister. Yeah, but Joe says I should enter it in the show first and then send it to Midge. So she won't get it till 2 months after her birthday, but that's how it
I
goes.
agree. You should put it in the show.
He said, so I better get it finished and then submit it.
Yeah, because you
Yeah.
got to measure it to submit to the show. So
Yes. So that's all I've got that way. I've got, you mentioned in your thing yesterday, in your works in progress thing, that you had a thing of threads you couldn't remember why.
yeah.
And so here I've got these threads that I ordered from 1-2-3 Stitch. And I ordered in some instances 2 of each of them. And I can't remember.
I think that's Grimm's Fairy Tale.
Well, it might be. I thought I had all my Grimm's Fairy Tale over in a bag over here. I'll have to double check. But it might be because some of it's Weeks Dye Works and some of it is just regular DMC.
Yeah, if you have 3 different Weeks Dye Works colors and they're pink, that's probably for Grimm's Fairy Tale.
Probably so, and it probably just got misplaced and
Yep.
goes over there. So anyway, but
that's funny. At the beginning, before we filmed, she was like, "Maybe you'll know where my floss goes." I was like, "There's no way," and then I do.
I know. I thought, and so I ordered, 2 of everything just in case. So that's why I'm thinking it might be because you sometimes use a bunch there that you weren't expecting. So they sent me a little Zappy Dots thing too that's a blackbird design on the thing. Nice. Well, that's a bluebird. I don't think that's a blackbird. That's bluebird, but a little needle nanny thing. So that may solve my mystery here.
I think it does.
I hope so.
Did you have any other whip type stuff?
No, I do not. I left it. I mean, I'm not going to go through the whole living room here, so you don't want me to do that. I thought about when y'all were going through, and I thought, well, gee whiz, if I joined in on this, we'd be here for 2.5 hours or something.
That's okay with me. Yeah. I know the Sunshine Stitchers, they dedicated an episode specifically to each one doing their whip parade. Mm-hmm. So they had 3 episodes instead of just the one.
Well, that's a good idea, probably. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I just don't know that I want to try it. The other alternative is try and get mine all into I've thought about getting rid of all the bags and putting them in a tub, because I've got a lot of different bags with patterns or with things I've started. Some's crewel, some's this, some needlepoint. And I thought, well, if I just had a tub that had works in progress. And it's kind of like Pam and Steph have done some of that, or just the patterns and stuff. That might be a smart idea, but gee whiz, why not just use the bags I've got?
Right. Yeah,
And
I've been
get
keeping patterns in the cardboard boxes. You can get it like Michael's and Joann's, the pretty
Right.
ones.
Yeah.
And then we put all of our actual in progress things on a bookshelf. And so we took
Yeah.
up one row of bookshelf and it's just all these pretty bags.
Oh, nice. Well, I've got my knitting bags in on a bookshelf down on the lower shelf in the den, because all our bookshelves have books.
Yeah,
and other
you got a
stuff,
lot of
and
books, a lot of
teapots
books and a lot of teapots.
and teapots. And we've even gotten rid of more teapots than when you were over here. So yeah, we got books and teapots. So yeah, there you go. So no, I don't have that. I have haul to show off for once.
Okay. So we'll go through my whips. I've been working a lot on Sew It, Do It by the Crosswing Collection. There's a lot of glare there, so hopefully you can see. It's got 2 woodpeckers and a Sew It feeder. I started doing 25/7. So if you don't know, 25/7 is where you stitch either 25 minutes a day or 25 stitches a day. And for me, I switch between for 7 days a week. And you just try to see, people use it to get progress on the pieces they're struggling to work on. So you'll see in mine, I've been working on the branches and not the birds, and stitching the branches isn't all that fun. So by doing just 25 minutes a day, I was able to finish all the branches in the last like 6 days of just doing that challenge.
Yeah.
So
that's good.
This is a present for my mom. So Mom, hopefully you still like it. When I went to the cross stitch store in New York, I took my parents with me, and they were like such troopers, and my mom comes running up to me with this pattern. She was like, do you think you could stitch this? I'm like, the fact that you want me to stitch you any pattern, like, I don't care what it is. If you're asking me to stitch it for you, I'll stitch it. And I love birds, so it worked out. But she was just so excited to have found a pattern she liked. I was like, oh, okay, Mom.
It is pretty. It really is. Yeah, you've done a nice job with that, Tom.
And so there's more branches down under the hoop, which are done. But since I'm working on this every day, I don't want to take it out of the hoop. But the whole main branch is done. And at first I didn't know if I liked this, because it was such a dark and like gray browns, and then it jumped to a really dark woodsy brown. But I feel like from a distance, it actually looks really nice.
It does.
But when I was up close stitching with it, I was like, oh, why did they pick that? Because this all blended so well. So it was almost shocking. And then this morning I started working on the Sew It hook, and I think I'm going to go through and work on the Sew It feeder, because that seems the next most taxing. But there also are a lot of leaves. So I think I might also switch between the feeder and the leaves to just make my progress there.
So when you worked on that today, was it for 25 stitches or 25 minutes?
It was supposed to be 25 minutes, and then it ended up being like an hour, because I got, so that's the thing. I don't know if I'm technically doing it right. I don't know if you're supposed to like stop yourself after 25 minutes, but I've found that lately, just the point of spending 25 minutes, then it's like 30 minutes, then it's 40 minutes. And I get into such a groove with it that I think just telling myself, oh, it only has to be 25 minutes allows me to like take the pressure off, and like, I don't have to sit with this project all day. So today was a little longer, but in general, I try to get the 25 minutes. But I think if like we had a busy day, then it'd be 25 stitches.
Whose idea, where did you find out about that idea? Did you read it in a magazine, or one of the other stitchers told you, or?
I've seen it a lot on Instagram. I know Memphis Sarah E is doing it with her unicorn tapestry. Athena, a stitching goddess, is doing that with her Black Needle Society Gilmore Girls pattern. And I think Michelle Bendy was doing it for a while. But I'm not sure the original. I know it was a floss tuber that started it, but I'm not sure which floss tube started it. But on Instagram, people post about it a lot.
Okay.
And I've always thought like, and I've always thought like, oh, well, I don't need to do that. And then I kept watching Sarah's progress, and she keeps getting so far in the unicorn. And I'm like, oh, maybe I should try it. And so it's working.
There's probably no real rules about whether you go beyond the
Oh, yeah.
25 stitches or 25 minutes, but it gets you enthused about it again. And so there you go. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's cool. That's a neat
So
idea.
I'd like to have that done in time for Christmas, but that seems like real lofty, so I'm not going to guarantee. There's a lot left to go.
Yeah.
Let me just put it back quick, because sometimes after these, if I don't put them back in their bags, it's just crazy, and I spend probably half an hour trying to find where everything goes. The next one, I guess, is technically a new start. I don't think I've showed it on here. I've been working on Stacy Nash Primitives Toil and Trouble Pincushion. I got this at Halloween last year. Took me forever to find it in stock. And then now that it was spooky season, I'm claiming it's spooky season. I couldn't wait to start it. So I've got the first pumpkin done, working my way through the cauldron. I think there's 3 or 4 more pumpkins and lots more vines, but we're getting there. And then I've worked some more on Gone Batty. This is the giant cat.
What? Yes. I like that one.
So I outlined him, so he really is giant. Like, obviously you can read the pattern size and you like hear it in your head, but until you stitch the outline of him, you're like, oh, he is a large boy.
Oh my, he is big. Yeah.
He's such a large boy. Let me put this there. Like, basically my hand is that cat. And I'm stitching on 32 count avocado. And so I'm not even stitching like 14 count or whatever. I'm 16, so imagine I'm 14. So I like it a lot.
Yeah.
And then I was going to make this one my 25/7, but I figured I already want to stitch him, so I needed one that I was struggling to work on instead. The next piece, I think I worked on this since we were last together. There goes my needle. This is Hawk Run Hollow Halloween. And so I believe since the last time I showed you, I've put more of the sails in and worked on more of the boat. And so there's lots of little motifs and fish in here and some seagulls and flags up here. And then all the way across, I believe including the letters, is 3 different shades of ocean. That'll be full coverage. So that might need to turn into a 25/7 eventually. Or I'll just save it for when I do a Black Needle Society retreat and use it for competitive stitching, because
there you go.
It's going to probably take a lot to get me to fill in that water.
Well, you certainly need to win another box.
Oh, I'm ready. I'm going to compete. So I already told work that the next time they have the frog warts in the summer, I'm taking off that week. So they're aware.
Yep.
And then, oh, I got to take this one out of the hoop quick because it's covering what I stitched. So the next, and I think the last piece I worked on this month was There's No Planet B. And I have been behind on this since March Madness, and I'm still behind, but I at least got July done. So July was, let me put this, the stork and the gorilla. And then I'm not sure if you've seen the hippo, and I think you've seen the Gariel because I remember talking about that.
Yeah.
But that gorilla took many episodes of Survivor to get filled in.
He's cute.
He is so large. And so the next one that's going to go in is a Maui dolphin and a seal. And I think I usually show the picture. Let's see. The gorilla, which I'm sure we all know. But then this is a whooping crane. And so it's hard to tell, but it does have red around the eye. And so the gorilla is critically endangered and the whooping crane is endangered.
Mm. I
But
think that's
since I
one of
have it
my
out of
favorite pieces that you're working on. I just like
Yeah.
seeing all the different animals and the fact that it's also, ecological and about ecology and the world and look at what we need to do. I think that's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think this is my favorite Clouds Factory stitch along they've come out with. And I really like Grimm's Fairy Tale.
Yeah.
So that's where we're at. The dolphin and the seal will go right there in the middle. And then we're going to start working our way up and around. And then December's piece is like this whole thing.
Oh, wow.
So December is going to take a while. But
What
since
do
it's
you
out,
think it'll be? Just out of curiosity, you're pretty good at figuring they might do birds next or something like that. So what would you imagine that December might be?
um,
A
well, it's
reindeer?
definitely going to be up in the air because so this is part of a tree trunk.
Right.
And
Okay.
there isn't, maybe they'll have one more grassy type figure here,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not sure. What are some endangered like birds specifically?
Well, I don't know. I'd have
I
to
don't
think
think
on
they'd put
that.
like a pterodactyl in there.
No, probably not. I don't know if they might. I don't think doves are endangered, but a peace dove would look
Maybe
pretty
they'll put
around
like,
Christmas.
maybe they'll put a panda in this tree.
Could
Or it could
be.
be like other monkeys or
Yeah. Yeah.
other things that can climb.
Right. Right. Yeah.
I don't
I
know.
don't know. It'll be interesting to see as the next months go on what you wind up with.
Yeah, and since this seems kind of grassy and like the
Yeah.
tree going up, I think maybe winter or like
Mhm.
Arctic animals might be over in
Well, it
this
could be
corner.
like penguin. Oh, the polar bear might be a polar
Mhm.
bear because they are having a problem.
Yeah.
And so are the seals and well, you've already got a seal, I think, don't you? But
Yeah, the
penguins,
seal will be right here. And we have a puffin. So maybe
yeah,
it's not, but puffins are kind of warm weather. They're not,
yeah,
I
they're
think.
not like penguins that sit out there in the cold all the time.
Yeah. So I'm thinking this might turn cold. And
Yeah.
then September's comes out tomorrow. And for some reason, I feel like we're going to get a tiger or something like that.
Okay.
Because these
Yeah.
seem kind of like African-y type spot. And I feel like if
Mhm.
there's going to be, it would have to be
Yeah.
right here to sort of match in with.
Yeah. A tiger or a leopard, something like that.
Yeah. Some sort of big cat, which I would
Yeah.
love to stitch. So let's
Yeah.
go.
Do you have an elephant on there at all? Is there an elephant on there
No,
yet?
I kind of don't want an elephant because that's going to be so large.
Well, I know.
Maybe
and
that'll
it'd be-
fill in December. December is just one elephant.
with a wreath around its horn, its snout, its trump. It can trumpet the wreaths and stuff.
Are
That's really
giraffes
pretty.
endangered? Maybe it would be like a giraffe eating out of a tree.
Could be, could be. A lot of animals are anymore because
Yeah.
some of the countries allow hunting of them. I was
Mm.
surprised that they still hunt elephants for the tusk, and that's been that's been years that it's been in place that you don't bring ivory in.
Yeah,
It's a long time, and I'm surprised that they're still running into that problem.
it's incredibly sad.
Yeah.
You probably can't hear it, but as I was putting the bag away, I could hear my cat snoring from across the room. He is in his pumpkin, which is like a big stuffed pumpkin that he climbs into, and I could just hear him snoring away.
Well, the dogs just came in from outside and they're zonked out. I have to hope that Brian will eat a little bit of something so I can give him some of his medicine. He has to have it with food. So that or he'll get peanut butter again.
Darn.
I know. All his pills are wrapped in peanut butter. So there you go.
So that's all I have for whips. Next we have
Sure.
vintage and haul. Did you want to do one
Well,
over the other?
I'll do the haul kind of thing because I ordered a bunch of fabric. I ordered this fabric
Oh.
from um, uh, Under the Sea Fabrics the end of June. She was having a special for 4th of July, and you
Oh.
got 15% off if you put in the right code. So, and I've had the stuff that I did, your piece you gave me for Christmas, the Heartside
Mm-hmm.
thing, that's on autumn, which is from her. And then the flamingos I did, that's on some fabric I bought from her several years ago. So I thought, well, okay, I got some more autumn because I like it.
Yeah,
And
it's a
this
really
time
good neutral.
I treated myself to, because I've been doing it on the linen for that piece you gave me. So I went on and bought linen. And I got something called tiramisu. So it's kind of a beigey,
Mhm.
pinkish, a nice cocoa colored kind of thing. Then I bought some Georgia peach.
How
Which has got
appropriate.
some colors in it. I don't know if you can see how it's kind of modeled
Yeah,
a little
I can kind of
bit.
see the pink and like purple-ish.
Yes, yes. I didn't want to take them out of the wrappers just yet. And then this emerald guado. And Joe said, well, I thought emeralds were supposed to be green, but this is more of a blue with a little aqua-like look
Mhm.
to it. And then I also had ordered from, I don't know whether I showed these or not, but from, I might have before and forgot that I showed y'all, but I got these from 123 Stitch. It's 16 count jade Ada fabric.
Oh, I don't remember seeing this. That's a pretty
Well,
color.
that's what I think it may have come after the last time. And then here's a 14 count country French latte.
Mm,
That's just a nice plain sort of, simple color. And then a 14 count legacy Ada fabric.
nice.
And it's kind of just a nice mottled. So I was
Mhm.
trying to get something that I could work some blackbird designs maybe with some
Oh,
different sorts of colors. So I also then, I'll put all these back over, crunch, crunch, crunch. When I was down in Finley, back the first part of August when we went down there, I got this blackbird design, Give Thanks.
that's cute.
And you can see it's another one of those boxes. So I
Says
thought, well,
Tuffet.
yes, Fritzy's Tuffet needs some competition. So I bought that. And then I have been seeing people doing this Easter parade on the Blackbird Design group for ages.
Mhm.
And Diane, I think, has done it. And it's just so cute. See the little bunny with the pink flowers and all of this. Well, this was the last one they had on the shelf anyway. Craft Gallery has a lot of blackbird designs. They have a lot of Plum Street. They have a lot of anything county cross stitch you might want to do.
Yeah,
They have.
they just got a lot.
Yes, they've just got a lot. And when I saw this, and I said, this was the only, they may have some more back in the, back room or something. But I thought, oh no, I've got to get that because I've just enjoyed seeing people do that bunny. I
Mhm.
thought that would be fun. And
Yeah, I think Gary from Sunshine Stitchers did that one, if I'm
Okay.
remembering correctly.
yeah. And then I think I already had some of these little small ones they do. And I think this time I wound up buying, I really can't totally remember. I think it was this spring tulips.
Oh, there you go. That's cute. Very
And
delicate looking.
Yeah, these are they do every year at one of those get-togethers. They'll do a reward of merit, and this is a reward of merit sampler. And then I bought the May basket, which is the reward of merit pattern. And I
Oh,
thought that was pretty because it's got brighter colors in it. You know, it's got
yeah.
like reds and then blues and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, and then I have two others that I keep. One is My Pink Rose, which is Reward of Merit Pin Keep.
Okay.
Can you see that okay?
Yep, that one
And
came
then
through
this
good.
one is Breath of Spring, which is a Reward of Merit Pin Cushion.
Oh, I like the bunnies.
That's cute, isn't it? So I've had two of these for years. This one, let's see, the My Pink Rose is from 2015, but they, you know, they still had them down there. You know, some of them they still had. This Breath of Spring is, well, let's see, I found it earlier. It's a Barb Adams design. And it's a, I think, it's a 2011. So some of these that they've got down there are older. I might have bought it a couple of years ago. I know I bought May Basket, and I know I think I got the May Basket and the Spring Tulips this year. But this May Basket is a, again, it's still a little older, even though it's down there. They had them, they used to have them sitting out kind of on an easier shelf to find. This is 2013, but you know, if they can still sell them, they might as well. But I just
Absolutely.
think some of them are so cute.
Yeah, and I feel like it only takes one person to stitch it or start
Yeah.
stitching it and put it on Instagram, then all of a sudden an old chart is super
Oh, yeah.
desired. And
Oh,
so
yeah.
it just takes one person to find it again.
Yeah. And the Spring Tulips is, let's see, it's from, I looked these all up last night and should have written them down.
Yeah, I think all of those will look really good on the fabrics you just got.
Yeah, I thought so too. And you know, this was a 2011 design too. So I was thinking, yeah, they would be fun on some of those colorful, you know, springtime like fabrics. And then that made me start going through. I think I showed these to y'all before. They had a thing on the Blackbird Designs group that you could just put your name in and why you like this or that or something. And then I actually was able to get the Garden Club series number 3, the Honeybee.
I like that
And
flower.
and then I got the Garden Club series number 6, Tulip and Lily.
Oh, that kind of looks like the mini one you have, just in a
Yeah,
bigger
yeah.
version.
It does. And then 2 other favorites of mine that are just waiting also with everything else is Pleasure of the Fleeting Year.
That's cute. There you go.
And there you go. And then this one is Bluebird Out My Window.
Oh, I like that.
And I like that it has the colors blue in them. They're not all, they might have some, because I think some of their colors, you know, they're the older fashioned sort of things sometimes. And I like
Yeah,
that
more
they've added
muted.
blues and brighter pinks and things like that. So yeah, so I figured, well, I might start on some of these as well. And then I ordered, like I said, Joe liked the little calendar girl. So I wound up ordering the rest of the series from them, from
You
One
had a
Two
good
Three
month.
Stitch. Yeah, an expensive month. So here's January. And she's holding a kitten up
Oh
in
my
her
gosh.
muff.
Perfect.
Here's February. She's got little hearts in her outfit.
Oh, I like that they're all the same sort of style and just different
Yeah,
colors.
well, that's what Joe liked too. Here's this is March, and she's got some green and the, you know, all the clover and such. Here's April.
Oh, I like the watering can. That's a fun
Yeah,
idea.
yeah. And then they've gone to some blue there.
Mm-hmm.
With May, you've got May flowers.
That's cute.
June, you've got, she's kind of dressed up a little bit. She's not in a wedding dress or anything, but June's flowers and a little darker dress there. Then July, you've got her in some overalls, going out and pick corn probably.
Yeah, I love that that July one isn't super patriotic because it seems like
Yeah,
July is always patriotic, March is
yeah,
always shamrocks, and so I
yeah.
like when
No,
they stray.
she's actually, it looks like sunflowers, kind of little
Mhm.
daisies or something like that going up the vine. And then she's just, I can't tell exactly what it is on her jeans, but she's in her jeans. She's working.
You
And
should
then
make
here's
the dog
August.
white to match your dogs.
Yeah, I should. Yeah, I could do that. I could do that. I could match our dogs up. Yeah, because it is a little dog she's holding. Then
Mhm.
August is looks like she's ready. She's got books stacked up and stuff, so she's ready to go back to school.
Nice.
August into September. September, once again, is she's now picking cherries and stuff.
That's cute. I like
So
that sometimes she's in pants and sometimes she's not.
yeah, yeah. October is she's holding a pumpkin.
Okay, spooky
There
season.
you
I'm about
go.
it.
In November, she's serving a turkey, I guess, or a pie or something like
Oh,
that.
like a pumpkin pie.
Yeah, yeah. So Joseph, well, those are cute. And then I was telling Diane about them, and she said, "Oh, that would be something fun if you could have a little house-shaped thing to set them on, you know,
Hmm.
that since it's little house needlework." So yes, and these work up quickly, so you feel like you accomplished something. It's just getting them put together again. You know,
Yeah, lacing them.
once you've worked them up, it's getting them into where you can then show them off. So
Yeah, well, as long as you make them the same size, you can just pop
yeah,
them out every month and put them
yeah.
into a frame or
Well, that's what I was
whatever.
thinking too. Yeah, you know, you can just put them up there and change each month, because Ann's got something she changes each month. Where she's done something like that too. So that's it. That and these other things I'd already shown you, I think. So um, and then I got my really pretty bag from Heather. My
Yeah, you want to
uh,
show that?
yeah, well, it's a nice project bag that she made. And she told me, I went out and looked at the place that she got the fabric from. It's called, hold on, I just want to read you this and then I'll show you this. It's Art Gallery Fabrics. And Her and History is the fabric collection that she looked at for mine from Bonnie Christine. And when I looked at it, you can then read what the reasoning behind it. So this has got, it's just a really nice, you can see all the writing and everything. This
Mhm.
lady who's the designer, I don't know, can you see kind of, it's all written. Her
Yeah.
father-in-law would keep a journal, and every day he would write something in it. Well, these are some of the say what he had written. There's even some recipes and things like that he just wrote different things down for each day. And then the back is like, it's got, you know, an old-fashioned Singer sewing machine and the flowers and the just different stitching things. And then it's got "Love you to the moon and back," and "You are my sunshine." And then the little bugs flying around, you know, little butterflies and things like that. And when you read that she's referring to, the lady did a lot of stitching with her mother and her grandmother and learned how to do techniques with them, and really was very fond of her mother and her grandmother. And I think her mother's still alive, but she was showing about this and this, just working with them in this fabric. So Heather said, "You'll need to read this because it reminds me of you." And I guess it's because of the different stories I tell and y'all have to listen to. And stuff like y'all are kind enough to listen to. And then it has a real cute little book on here that's a little kitty cat on a like a little swing.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, isn't that cute? There he
Yeah.
is. Yeah, with the moon and stuff and the ivy and the flowers and the star and all of that. So I thought that was real cute for sliding it back and for opening the zipper. So
Yeah,
that's
the colors remind me of your Blackbird charts.
yeah, they do, don't they? They do. Yeah, these colors in the back are kind of the older, the golden colors and
Mhm.
stuff, and they're more vintage looking, I guess. But no, like a George. This lady lives in, I think she lives in North Carolina that does the designing, and the company's out of Florida. I did
Oh,
look them
okay.
up there, but they have beautiful fabrics. I mean, just beautiful. And Fawn got a beautiful bag too from Heather. And plus, we got one of those magazines she gets at the store that she sent us all these nice barbecue and pie recipes and things like that in. So
Yeah, I always love when she sends that.
yeah, I've forgotten. It's still in the back. It's still in the den. I forgot the magazine.
I think I have mine over here. I can show it.
Yeah. Okay.
It's
Yeah.
Table
Table.
magazine, and this is the spring summer, and it's free. So she just picks these up for us at her local store, and they're really nice to flip through.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
I will save my Heather bag for last because I feel like,
Okay.
of course, that's the best thing I have. So, I got my fabric of the month in. So, color and cotton, 32 count, autumn gold. Very cool color.
Yeah, that is.
They're also 32 count color and cotton. This is Neptune. And Sean is all about like the weather and solar systems and things like that. And he said that this is actually very similar to the color of Neptune. So I was really excited to see that they named it that, and for good reason. And then my Bestitch Me fabric, this is 28 count. It's called Garden Party, and I'm going to open the whole thing because it is just too pretty to show all folded up.
Oh, cool.
And so now that I can see, that's coming across
so
really
pretty.
Well. It's maybe
Yeah.
a little more like peachy pink than is showing up, but that green is really the color you're seeing.
Yeah.
And so I have no idea what would go on this, but I thought this was so different. And I really, really like it because a lot of hers are sort of the same tones that she sends. I know the ones that you can buy from her, not in the fabric of the month, can look very different like this. But usually like her actual fabric of the month is more of like an orange with like a light yellow or something like that, or purple with a light purple. So I was just in awe when I opened that one.
Yeah, that looks like flowers everywhere or something. It's really pretty.
Yeah. Or it could like pull out different colors in the Blackbird pattern or something like that. So very excited about that one. I have to order the floss for this, but I'm going to be participating with our Needleworks Guild for an EGA project. And this is called Outer Banks Sunrise. I don't know if we're going to do this one.
I'm doing it. Yeah, I'm doing it.
Perfect. And it's by Gail T. Stafford. It's a canvas piece. And so it's supposed to represent the Outer Banks. And if you've been with our channel for a while, I always loved to vacation to the Outer Banks. It's probably my favorite place in the world. So when this came out or was in the magazine and the group was going to do it, there was no way I wasn't participating. So that'll be a really fun one. And we're going to do that in October. And it's small, so I think it'll stitch up quickly. So we should be able to show you as long as I commit to it.
Right. Yeah, we can work together on that because we'll both be doing it. Yeah.
This one is a 2021 Barbara Anna Designs, and I don't remember paying for this, so I'm pretty sure it's a freebie. I don't know if it was like on her Facebook group or something. I could find it again if you can't find it by searching. But this is Molly. And
Oh,
it
cool.
reminds me of the bird that Sean stitched, which
Mhm.
you can't really see it. It's right here. And there's a creepy man riding a bird that looks
Oh,
just like
yeah,
this.
that one, yeah.
And so I might give this one to Sean to stitch, and then he can have like queen and king of creepy birds.
Right.
um And then, oh, I have to get my phone for this one. So I am hosting, I was going to say participating, but really I'm hosting. I am hosting a stitch along with Jessica from Down Allison Road and Sarah from Memphis Sarah E. And we are stitching the Possum Song pattern by Mama Witch Cross Stitch.
Mhm.
Let me turn
I
the
thought that was
brightness
cute.
down.
Yeah,
There you go.
there,
I'm
that's cute.
obsessed. He's
Yeah.
got like barley hanging out of his mouth. He's got the little hat, the banjo. The jar says moonshine. We don't
Mhm.
drink in our house, so I was thinking maybe suggested to someone else who had the same issue that she was gonna call it coffee, and so I might call it coffee too. I just I love it so much. And Mama Witch Cross Stitch is on Etsy. She has so many good spooky patterns and she just keeps coming out with them like every single week. So go check it out. They're really cheap. I think this possum song was maybe $5. She also has a Facebook page where she does a free pattern every month. And one of them, I think the last month's pattern was a cute little baby boar. So you know I downloaded that. But yeah, so we're hosting a stitch along. We're going to start September
Okay.
15th. We're talking about maybe having a Zoom to show our progress over the weekend, but we haven't settled on that yet. So if you're interested, let me know. The hashtag is moonshine, or no, it's country opossum SAL. And I think there's been some mix up where some people are using country possum sal and others are using country opossum sal. I picked the opossum because technically that is an opossum. A possum is more of an Australian brown, fluffy sort of looking possum, at least from my research. So I'm going to probably use both hashtags just so nobody gets lost. But at least in my eyes, the official one is hashtag country opossum sal.
Yeah.
And if you're on Instagram, that's where you would be posting it. And you can go check out the Sanctum Stitching page where I already have a whole post about this. And so there's actually a lot of people doing it. Kristen from the Steel City Stitchers talked about it on her channel, which I
Mm.
was fangirling when she said it. Um, and just a whole bunch of people seem really interested. And I mean, how could you not be with that possum and the barley in his mouth?
Yeah. Well, that's neat to hear. I didn't realize you were doing that. That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, so it just sort of all came together. We were on
Yeah.
the Zoom actually for Sanctum Stitching, or Stitching Friends Across Borders, which if you're new here, we have a Zoom that we
Right.
host typically every second or third Tuesday of the month.
Yeah.
Really informal. There's like 10 of us that tend to get together, but you're more than welcome to join us. There's a Facebook group for that, Stitching Friends Across Border Sal, and that's where we post like the Zoom
Yeah.
link and the times
Right.
and things like that. But Jessica was mentioning that pattern in that group.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I have to get that. I love it. She's like, well, let's just sell it. I was like, okay. And then the next day we had a post, we had a hashtag, and we were good to go.
There you go. There you go. Yeah. I usually have us start that when Fawn joins us when she can, because sometimes work interferes. So
Mhm.
that's one of the ones I host along with our Needle Arts Guild. We have a Thursday stitch in when the weather's not good. And we are keeping our Saturday stitch in going on Zoom because people just said they'd rather do that right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Saturday when we're still doing. Fritzy, you don't need my fabrics. Thank you kindly. He's over here
Um,
sniffing all my fabrics.
and so I also ordered from the Black Needle Society. So I believe the first of the month or so, they release things into their vault, which are things from
Hmm.
past boxes that they have overstock of. And so they had the Night Garden Retreat, which I didn't participate in, but I loved what they were stitching on. And so the second it was released, I jumped on there and I missed out on the bundle with all the flosses, but I was able to get the other stuff separately.
Good.
And so I got this needle minder,
Oh, cool.
which I love the spooky moth. I got a finishing pack, which we have a lot of glare going on today.
Yeah. Oh, it's
And
bright
so
and
this is
sunshine. Yeah.
the Lady Dot Creates finishing pack for the Moonrise snail pattern
Hmm.
and the Savor Life pattern. And so
Okay.
the Savor Life, you can see it's the moth that I showed in the needle minder, but it's actually stitched, the fabric is attached to a bag. And so they give you the fabric for the bag and all that. So I think that'll be really cool.
Yeah.
And then what really sold me was this project bag.
Whoa.
It's massive. And it's made of a really nice vinyl and just so pretty.
Okay, so you can purchase that from them too, correct?
Yeah, I don't know if they're sold out.
I was just wondering, yeah.
But yeah, this was all of these things were some of the things that were included in the Night Garden retreat box. They had extras posted it. And so
Oh,
I
nice.
snatched up, I ended up placing 2 orders because I was so worried that things were going to sell out of my cart as I like went to jump to order something else.
Oh, no.
But I got it. So all that I'm missing is the floss. And I think I'll probably just go use DMC because we're starting to have a rule in our house where unless the floss is super variegated or there's a really good reason to use the fancy floss, we're just gonna keep the price low, use DMC, and then if it is super variegated or going to be worth the $2.50, $3, whatever it is, then we'll use the fancy floss. This thing projects can go from pretty affordable to way too much money really, really fast when you use all fancy floss.
Yes.
And so then the last thing I have is my bag from Heather. And oh
Isn't that
my
pretty?
goodness. When I opened this, Miriam was like, you need to come get this. I was like, well, I'm working late. I can't. And so it took me several days to get over there. But oh man, when I finally got it, it was like such gratification. I was so excited. Heather, I know you always watch us, so I just want to say thank you. Thank you, thank
Yep.
you. You made my day. I mean, like, made my day. I was so surprised and just so honored. Your stitching is perfect. And I asked her, she puts fusible foam, usually used for making bags,
Yeah.
like handbags and stuff in here. And so it's nice and squishy.
Yes, it is.
And I just want to make all my bags with that squishiness because it's so sturdy. And then there's the inside. And then my charm is, I'm pretty sure that is the snail from SpongeBob. And I told Sean knew his name instantly, and I couldn't. Is it maybe Gary? All the millennials that are watching this right now are screaming at the screen. I'm pretty sure
no
it's Gary. And so she said she picked these fabrics for me because it reminded her of my unicorn tapestry.
Yes.
And so now I have to 100% put unicorn tapestry in this bag until it's done. So thank you, Heather. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yep.
I absolutely love it. And of course you didn't have to, but I'm so glad you did. So the last thing I have is a giveaway, and I know you had vintage. So do you want to do vintage first?
Sure. I was going to just show some examples. Sometimes we talk about different kinds of embroidery besides county cross stitch. You know, Fawn's got some pieces she's been working on that are canvas and such, and of course, my bell pull that's crewel work. So I was looking around and I thought, well, let me pick out, this is a book that was published in 1972, Crewel Embroidery Made Easy. And the lady that wrote it, she learned to do crewel from her mother and grandmother, and she started doing exploring in it. Now, this is probably the only color picture there is in this book, because everything else at that time, if you bought a book with colored, anything colored in it, it was a minor miracle. That,
Yeah, I feel like we
that
take
just
that
didn't
for
happen.
granted now.
Yeah,
You
just
just
didn't
assume
happen.
that it's going to be in color.
Yeah, so she does quite a lot of, it's nice. She just talks about crewel embroidery made easy. And this was in a library and I got it at a book sale or somebody gave it to me. But I just liked reading today about her idea about how, and think about it, this was 1971, 1972, she's writing this. I graduated from college in 1972. So this is an older book. This is definitely vintage. And here is a picture of her in the back as a young woman,
Oh,
that
she looks
wrote
so
this
nice.
book. So she's probably around the same age I am now. And I need to look her up and see if she's still alive, but she has a sampling of different types of stitches that you might do, things like that. And just pictures that you could maybe draw some of your own or get the typical crewel. She says, frame it yourself. Goes into, I mean, she covers every little bit of thing, saying, don't be scared to try, give it a
Mhm.
try. So I saw that down here in the living room. And then right next to it is an introduction to crewel embroidery. And this is a British publication from 19. It actually has inside, we hope you enjoy this book as much as we enjoyed preparing it for you. And it's from the Guild of Master Craftsmen's Publications Limited, Castle Place, East Sussex, Britain. So this was published in 1998. And the neat thing about it is it's got some things too done just in the black and white, showing you what things people used to do. And then you go and they've got all these wonderful stitches you might do in crewel embroidery, and they're all in color. So it's kind of neat to see the differences in the two books by
Mhm.
30 something years. And then I thought this was a pretty design, this tulip design. They actually have the pattern for it. But look at the bright, cheerful colors and the
Wow.
fact that you get to see that and you're not just looking at black and white.
Yeah, it helps to entice you to want to do it.
Right. Here's a Jacobean fire screen. Some of you might not know what a fire screen is. A fire screen is actually something that you would stitch, and it's a large square that you put in front of your fireplace as a decorative thing. You don't want to, it doesn't, you certainly wouldn't be using these beautiful fabrics and wools on something that might catch fire. But people use them to decorate when you've got a fireplace that's smaller, not a super big one, but that you can put it there for decoration. Oh, here's a bell pull with poppies on.
Oh, I like the poppies.
Yeah.
And so crewel is embroidery with wool. Is that what
Yeah.
makes it crewel?
Yes. 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 And you've got early influences. You've got Jacobean influences, which is sometimes says today crewel work is sometimes mistakenly called Jacobean work from the style of design which developed in the 17th century. Jacobean is usually one of those like you see like a tree, something like that.
With big leaves and things.
Yeah, yeah, because crewel is working with, although crewel work itself may only have been in vogue for approximately 5 centuries, embroidery using woolen yarn goes back much further than that, particularly in Britain and France. One of the earliest known is what is commonly called the Bayeux tapestry, dating back over 900 years. In fact, this is not a tapestry at all, but a woolen embroidery worked on coarse linen depicting the Battle of Hastings. Just 8 colors were employed, and the tapestry, I know I've seen things on YouTube and Facebook where they've been redoing some of that tapestry, repairing it and such. So yes, crewel normally, I know you see, they say here silk influences. Around the middle of the 18th century, the use of silk threads came into greater prominence, with silk often being combined with wool.
Mm.
Silk quilted backgrounds also provided a different medium on which to work crewel embroidery. So this quilted fabric tended to require more open patterns and fewer stitches, and the use of bright colors highlighted the overall effect. So you would, nowadays, crewel work is still used for large wall hangings and bedspreads, but it is also worked in finer details and such items as dresses and as dress inserts. You know, you might have something coming here. It's just interesting that, yes, and there's always a battle going on about what's really crewel, what's really Jacobean. Crewel embroidery is worked on or above the surface of the fabric, utilizing a variety of stitches such as stem, split, long and short, satin, block shading, coral, couched and laid work, plus filling stitches such as fly, cloud, seed, buttonhole, and battlement couching. As these stitches are worked on or above the surface of the fabric, very little thread is wasted. But the Jacobean is the type of design too. And I think right now there's some designers out there that are saying, oh, you can use silks or satins or DMC, you know, do anything to do crewel. And Karen and I were talking the other day, and she said, well, I would debate with some people that they say this is crewel work. She said, I would say, no, it's not, because it's not generally done with the wool or with silks in the background.
Yeah, then it would be more just embroidery.
Yes, yes. So the crewel definitely has, but it's, you know, it's gotten, nowadays embroidery, I guess the fun thing about it is you have a technique, you can learn it. You might adapt it to your own liking, and maybe you like silks better, or you like DMC floss or variegated floss, and you might do something in that and find a crewel design that you like. But using the different fabrics, I mean, even different fabrics and stuff, people that have studied it would look at it and say, no, that's truly not crewel. But you know, if you like what it turned out and liked how you did it and everything like that, you can call it an adaptation and go to town.
Yeah,
Just
there's
say
less
it's
rules
freehand,
now,
it's
I
just
feel like.
embroidery. Yeah, just say it's embroidery and go on. So hand embroidery, it's done, you know, and you just, you don't try to put any kind of heading on it or something. So there, I just thought it would be interesting to see just in 20 years, the difference you wound up with it going, you had the color photographs and stuff like that. I remember when I was working at the law library at Memphis State, now the University of Memphis Law School, my boss and I sat there one day really contemplating whether or not we were going to spend $125 on an art history book that was about law and art history, you know, like when the Germans stole all the paintings from the French and the other, and the Germans, when the Nazis did things like that. We had never spent $125 on one book for our library. This was in the late 1970s, early 1980s. And it had some plates in it, pictures in it, but none of them were in color. And so now you'd go buy something like that and you'd probably have to spend $300 or $400 for the book, but the plates would probably be in color.
Yeah.
and most law libraries aren't buying those things much anymore anyway. A lot of things are online, but it was just, that sticks with me. I mean, we contemplate, do we buy this or not, you know, and it didn't even have colored plates in it. We did buy it.
I was going to ask if you ended up buying it.
Yeah, we did. And we both just, oh my.
But then I wonder if anybody ever checked it out.
Probably not that I can recall. I don't know. I don't remember now. But
At least
and
you had it.
sometimes, yeah, at least we had it because it was the first one ever published on that field. And so you had to have it. You just had to
Mhm.
figure out a way to get it. So there you go. And I want to show that I am wearing my koala earrings that Fawn did for me. They look real nice with my husband. Joe said, "Oh, those look nice with your sweater and all that, and my red lipstick." So
Yeah, everything
he said,
matches
"Those are
so
good."
well.
Yes, I'm trying to coordinate here. I make an
I'm in
effort once
black
in a
as
while.
always.
Well, you look good in black. I sometimes look dead in black, but I do like to wear it. I always wind up putting some other color around.
No, black nail polish is black for
Yeah.
me.
Well, there you go. So that's it today for me.
Okay, the last thing I have is a giveaway. So because we're approaching spooky season, clearly my favorite, I wanted to give away Hoot, which let me take it out so you can actually see it. This is a Biscornu kit that I had actually finished. I had 2 copies of these somehow, and I should have grabbed my Biscornu to show you. Maybe I'll do that. So this is a Lizzie Kate Hoot, and it's a Biscornu and fob kit, and it comes with the fabric and the buttons. And so you'll just have to get the threads, but I'm pretty sure they're just DMC, nothing fancy. So I wanted to give that away we wanted to give that away for spooky season. So let me grab the Biscornu quick. And so I stitched this up. Oh, there's hair all over it.
Probably cat hair.
Cat hair, my hair, who knows?
Yeah.
So it's really a cute, fun stitch. If you like stitching things more than one time, you'll love this because you get to do it 4 times. I struggled a little bit, but now that it's done, I think it's really cute. The colors are great. So wanted to give that away. So why don't you use the word hoot, Hoot, in a sentence? If you don't want to make a sentence, obviously just use hoot. But the typical giveaway rules apply. So don't say giveaway. You have to be 18, so we can ask for your address. Use the word. I think that's mostly it. I'm sure if you've watched FlossTube before, you know the drill.
Right. You know the drill.
So with that, I think we will see you at the end of September, beginning of October. So in about a month. We hope you had a great time today. I know I always have fun going through with Marianne and sharing what we've worked on, especially now that we're doing it on a month cadence. I feel like we have so much to show, and it makes the episodes really fun, I think.
It does. Yes.
Yeah, especially because in a month, Marianne got 3 finishes. Are you kidding me?
I know. Well,
so a month is
this
working
old
out
lady
for you.
knows how to do it when she gets her mind set on it.
So on that note, we will say goodbye and we'll see you in a month. So
happy Labor Day. Bye-bye.